It
But
goes.
we got breaking news.
What do we got?
This was from 4 minutes ago.
Giannis traded.
Nope.
Ja
The
traded.
New York Giants are finalizing a deal to make John Harbaugh their new
We
head
called it.
coach.
We called it.
John Harbaugh. It looks like he will be going to the Meadowlands. Confirmed by Schefter, Jordan Schultz, Ari.
Well, we predicted an Action Lab exclusive. That's right. We are here, and we talked about that. That was the best job. That was the best job that was available. I mean, we talked about how Miami was trying to make space, and there was all sorts of different teams that could make a run at him. But what's the best spot? And yeah, that was going to be probably the best gig. You got Jackson Dart. You have pieces. You have a defense. You have different things that you could work with. You got Scatabo over there as well. Like lots of different ways that you can put your stamp on a young team that have a lot of influence on. So they were competitive in some of these games. I know their record doesn't reflect that, but like some of those games were more competitive than you would have probably expected them to be. And so all you got to do, you have some building blocks, you have a good coach, and you got out of the AFC into the NFC, mix it up a little bit. So,
Yep.
Yeah, I think he had a ton of conversations, though. There was a lot of conversations that he had.
I saw a lot of rumors that he went to go interview there today. There are a lot of rumors where the Giants would not let him leave the building without a deal. Like John Mara put it in there, do not let this man walk out of here.
Yeah, I mean, John Harbaugh's a great coach. I mean, he obviously had the Falcons in a great. I mean, not Falcons. I see all the Atlanta stuff in the chat. He had the Ravens in a spot to be competitive, even given the circumstances of all the behind the scenes turmoil that he most likely had with Lamar Jackson and all the different locker room struggles that they probably dealt with over the last couple of years. Yeah, I mean, he did a lot with what he had, and I do think that that's probably one of the best spots and one of the best jobs he could have taken. So congratulations to John Harbaugh going to the New York Giants. Let's go.
So he was supposed to interview with the Titans later on this week. And again, they said, nope, you're not leaving here. What do you want? It wasn't an interview. It was, okay, now that you're here, here's this blank check. Sign it.
Yeah.
Right? Here's a blank check, right? However much you want on it.
Crazy news to finish out the night here. We're going to wrap the show here in a second. But yeah.
Who do you think is the most attractive job now?
That's a good question. I feel like I'm trying to think of all the teams that need coaches. You need Miami, Las Vegas, Atlanta, Pittsburgh,
Cleveland, Baltimore.
I mean, Baltimore's probably still up there.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be. Baltimore's still up there.
I'd go Pittsburgh just for the sole fact that we've seen ownership refuses to fire people. So it's like, if you go to Pittsburgh, you're going to stay there as long as your contract is at very least.
I would say if the Raiders, and I mentioned this as a dark horse, if the Raiders didn't have such a tough division that they were in with all the coaches and quarterbacks that are in that division. Now you can make argument for a couple of the quarterbacks, i.e., Bo Nix and obviously there's been a lot of talk about Justin Herbert being the guy. I think there was our boy Nick Wright. Nick Wright was comparing him and his.
He's an our boy. That's Scotty's boy.
Scotty's boy was comparing Justin Herbert comparably stat wise to Andy Dalton, which was like, I mean, he's not.
That feels disrespectful.
He's not wrong. Does it feel like on the surface probably is a bit of a stretch? Yeah, but the numbers don't lie. So, but again, you got to have some results, and his postseason results are on par with exactly the same numbers as Andy Dalton's. So take with that what you will. He might be more talented than Andy Dalton, and he might have a better arm, and all those things may be true. But when you break down the numbers, it is what it is.
Yeah.
How is it not Atlanta? Well, Atlanta is up there, I would say, as well. They have all the young talent, right? You have
one thing they don't have
is cap
is
space.
a first round pick.
Well, and cap space, because don't they pay a ton of money out? If I'm not mistaken, aren't they?
Look, and they don't have a first round pick this year either because they traded for the right to draft James Pierce.
Yeah, they are limited in a couple different ways. I think financially and drafts capital, but they also have all their draft picks that they've chosen that need to pan out, right? They have Drake London, they have Penix, they have Bijan.
I just checked. Falcons are 16th in cap space for 2026. Currently have 22.5 million.
Okay. So, yeah, I think that they might not be in the best spot, but they're not maybe in the worst either. Atlanta's interesting. Miami could be appealing if you have a coach that wants all the control immediately. Miami is another one where, what are you going to do with quarterback, right?
Yeah, and what are you going to do with that cap space? Because you trade, you cut. So they're already 24 million in the hole. You cut two, and you're suddenly 40 more million in the hole, up to 64.
Yeah, and then you also, how long is Tyreek going to be there? How long? There's going to be some questions.
He's not going to be there.
There's going to be some questions with like how they want to rebuild it in Miami. Miami's a great place to be. It's warm weather, everything, and Miami was over the last couple of years pretty competitive. So there are some pieces there. I just don't know. There's too much uncertainty there. Like Atlanta has some bona fide young talent and some pieces that could fit. So, yeah.
Quick little trivia. Who has the most cap space for 2026 and who has the least amount of cap space for 2026 as of now?
I feel like I just saw this the other day, and I was like...
I'm looking at it right now.
Who's at the top?
I'll give you a hint. The two teams are in the same division. So if you get one right, you have a good idea of who the other is.
The most cap space?
Yeah. And the least cap space. One of these teams is it was one of the 14 teams in the playoffs. The other team was not.
Is it New England?
New England, no. New England's high up there, but no. It's not an AFC East team.
Trying to think. There's one playoff team.
One playoff team and one non-playoff team. And the two teams are in the same division.
I feel like the Chiefs might be the ones with the most space. Is the Chiefs one?
They're the ones with the least amount of space.
The least amount? They don't have any cap space?
The Chiefs are in the hole, 58 million.
Okay. So then the same division is the Chargers.
Yep, Chargers at 100 million.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Chiefs have 0.
The Chiefs have a lot of moves to make to try and free up cap.
Yeah, then they'll try to do what they can. So they're going to be in a weird spot. Raiders have 100 million in space. Spoiler. I think the Falcons' next coach will be either Stefanski or Clint Kubiak, the Seahawks offensive coordinator.
You're hearing Clint Kubiak's name going around.
But it hasn't been like a hot... Like I've heard his name, but it hasn't been like I've heard Vance Joseph has been like a hotter candidate than, which is
I haven't. Yeah, actually, I've heard like Vance Joseph and Clint Kubiak kind of the same amount. Like Joseph doesn't seem to be a favorite anywhere. Which, if you're a Broncos fan, you're excited about.
yeah.
You're like, yes, we could keep Vance Joseph.
I mean, I'll take Vance Joseph back again. Don't worry. Don't threaten me for a good time.